Hi, it's Niamh here in Ireland, and in this video we're going to be talking about change rituals. And no, it's not as weird as it sounds. Stay tuned! So what is a change ritual? Well, a change ritual is all about creating a very clear and distinct point of change in your life. You've probably heard about tribes that have some sort of ritual that takes a child from being a child to being an adult. Now say you have a young boy who's maybe still kind of scared, he still kind of like hides behind his mom when he gets scared. He goes through a 2 or 3 day ritual. Maybe it's going off by himself in the woods, maybe it's doing some sort of ritual with the men of the tribe, and he comes back and he knows that now he is a man. What's interesting is that his behavior will change. He will begin to behave and respond to things as he believes a man responds, rather than as a child would respond. So instead of being scared, he kind of faces his fears. He does the behaviors that to him correspond with being a man, because he's had a very clear, distinct point where he said, I'm no longer a child, I've been through this ritual, now I'm a man. Now how does that apply to us, to entrepreneurship? Well, most of us are trying to change our lives without actually changing our circumstances, right? You know, there's things going on around us that are the exact same as they were the day before, and yet you might start a business, you might, try and do something to change your financial circumstances, but you still see yourself the same. So you still behave like an employee, you still, maybe have lack thinking. There's all kinds of things that haven't changed, and yet you're hoping that your circumstances will change. Now, this is where it becomes really important. You see, entrepreneurs behave and respond differently than employees do. Entrepreneurs tend to understand that, it's going to take some hard work to get a business off the ground. They understand that change happens through them actually doing something. They understand that you can't respond to a setback by being like, okay, well that's it, I'm done. That you need to push forward through setbacks, and that actually setbacks help you grow in your business. They help you learn. So entrepreneurs have all these kind of understandings and ways of being that are completely different from being an employee. When I went from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, I signed up for something, but I didn't decide at that point that I was an entrepreneur. So I still treated it like an employee. I still preferred to turn on my TV and relax. I still found reasons to excuse the fact that I wasn't doing things, that I wasn't working on my business. And because I'd been through a lot of businesses in the past, I just felt like, well, it's going to be the same as all the other ones. I'm not going to be successful. And that's how I approached my business. That was until I went away for a weekend to an event and I was around other people. And what happened is I started to look at my own behavior and go, I've been behaving like an employee. I've been behaving like someone who is used to just having, dialing it in, just punching the clock and then, getting the paycheck at the end. And I've been behaving like someone who fails at business. Now that's not what I want. What I want is a change in my finances. I want a change in my bank account. So what do I have to do? Well, I have to behave the way someone who grows a big bank account behaves, and that's an entrepreneur. So I came back from this 2-day event and I just went at my business. I didn't know exactly all the different things I needed to do, but I was consistent. I responded to setbacks with, okay, I'm going to plow through. What would an entrepreneur do was something I asked myself regularly, because suddenly I saw myself as a different type of person because of this 2-day break. So this is what I recommend. You might not have an event that you can go to right now. You might not have a way to connect to other entrepreneurs immediately. But it's very important that if you want to create change, that you create a point of change in your life. A lot of times life does this to you, like you might be laid off. You might, lose someone in your life. There's things that happen that make you go, whoa, I need to change something here. And it just changes you instantly. But we don't want to necessarily have to go through really, really bad times and really tough changes to create change in our behavior. So what you can do is create a change ritual for yourself right now, today, or within the next week. The best thing you can do is actually physically get away from your environment. Like if you can go camping for 2 nights, if you can go stay in a hotel for 2 nights, if you can go somewhere, leaving your laptop, leaving the stuff you normally do, your normal behaviors, it creates this open space for you to think about where you are, where you want to be, and what behaviors, who you have to be to accomplish the jump from where you are to where you want to be. And you can come back and say, I have now changed. I am now an entrepreneur. And you'll find that your behavior is completely different. Now, if you're in a situation where you are completely unable to get out of your environment, then massively change what's going on around you. Maybe for a whole weekend decide that there will be no internet and no TV. Maybe for a whole weekend you and your family construct something that you're going to do that's massively different. Massively different. Like if you're a mom, maybe the dad is watching the kids all weekend and you're spending time just by yourself, thinking, deciding, going for walks, doing something different that allows you to realize this is the point of change in your life, where from now on your behaviors will be different and thus your results and life will be changed. And that is how you create a change ritual. I would invite you to do that immediately. And let me know in the comments, what are you going to do? What is the 2-day ritual that you are going to do to create change in your life, to create a point of change where now everything is going to be different. So comment below and let me know. Also, please subscribe to this channel. I do lots of videos on creating change, on entrepreneurship, on internet marketing, and on changing your life and circumstances. So I'd invite you to subscribe now so you don't miss another video. Comment below, let me know about your change ritual, and I will see you in the next video.